Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Martin with The Contoured Chemist. Do you guys know what time it is? It's a happy day. It's a brand new releases type of day. So I'm gonna do my best to show you guys all of them that are coming this week, October 10th. All the fun new things that we've never had before, and we're gonna use as many as I can and talk a little bit about the changes of Seint as well. So if you want to check it out, please keep watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for being here. All right, friends, I know you guys are waiting for this, so we're just gonna get right on into it. We're gonna unbox as we get ready, and I'm gonna show you guys all of the new product, describe and explain everything the best I can, because we have some stuff that we've never had before. If you don't know, we have hair care now, and it's very exciting, and I've been testing, and I've got all kinds of info regarding ingredients and all the things you guys need to know for the drop on this Thursday, October 10th. All of the new releases, and we have quite a bit. So we're gonna start with a blank canvas, and I'm gonna do my face as we explain some of these things. The first up we have, now you don't have to buy the entire set, but there is a set called the Prep and Set Collection. And so I need to use this one first, and I'm gonna kind of explain as we go. We now have a Plush Prep Mist is what it's called. And then this set also comes with a brand new setting spray and a brand new, they call it a blotting dust. It's a little different than a setting powder. Same premise, but very different than the one we have. So I will get there when we set our face. This is for setting. So we are going to prep the skin. So I'm sure most of you are wondering, but Sarah, you always say you don't need a primer. And I still believe that. I don't necessarily want to call this a primer. So here's what it is. Multifunctional is the way I want to describe it, because it's kind of like blurring the lines between skincare and primer, in my opinion. It does have hyaluronic acid. We know that's a great humectant, plumps fine lines, gives ourselves some hydration. Glycerin, it's pretty heavy on the glycerin, which made me very happy when I was looking at ingredients, because it is the best humectant of all time, in my opinion. And I do believe this is what's going to give this a little bit of grip as far as using it, how I'm going to show it, which is as a primer before your makeup. It has caffeine, which is really cool, because usually you see caffeine in eye products, to constrict blood vessels and kind of depuff the eye area. You see it in some skincare products that are meant to depuff, meant to decrease inflammation, things that are great for redness, that kind of thing, because again, it can constrict that blood flow so that you don't, say you have rosacea like I do, and you want to kind of decrease that flush of blood we get to our faces. This is actually gonna help. Caffeine is just kind of known to generally give your skin that kind of tightening effect. So you'll kind of feel tingle, you'll kind of feel like your face is slightly tighter, which I will take any day. It also has an alpine flower extract. So this really does a lot of the same things that caffeine does. It's an antioxidant, but it will soothe your skin, again, decreasing redness, soothe and calm any irritation, which I need because I just dermaplane my face, which is why I'm a little bit more irritated than normal. Oh, there's a cat. Increase hydration. Again, it's an antioxidant, and it will help maintain your skin's barrier function. So this is why I feel like it blurs the lines between skincare and a primer per se. In my opinion, looking at the ingredients, I kind of studied it. It has some ingredients for humectants, preservatives, increasing absorption, conditioning the skin. Again, lots of antioxidants. But there is one emollient in there that will prevent drying and cracking. So that is really good, I think, as a prep step kind of type ingredient. But as far as gripping strength, I think of primers as like the one I shared recently, which was the gripping primer. I wouldn't say this is, if your makeup is not lasting and we've already gone over your colors and troubleshooting and you have no silicones, granted, oh, by the way, this is silicone free. Thank you. Like the first thing I did when we got this at Concord, I looked at the box as I got it. I literally took it out of my bag and I checked to make sure there was no silicones in the prep spray because I was gonna lose it. My prayers were answered. But anyway, my whole preference is like this, even in researching the ingredients, the really what gives it that grip, they claim it's their blue agave extract, but upon further investigation, that is mainly this extract with water and glycerin. Again, I believe it's the glycerin that gives your skin kind of that tack. So you guys know me, I love my sunscreen to give me this. Glow Screen's called a makeup gripping primer because it has that, and it has that kind of tack. So something like this is a lot more grippy. I do like the glowy one more than the original because I feel like the original one almost made it harder for our creams to blend out without getting patchy. So this, you're not gonna have that problem. I do think it's gonna give just enough grip to help your makeup stay a little bit better, but it is not what I would consider like a longevity primer, in my opinion. I would probably, if you're really struggling in that area, I'd probably go with the Milk Makeup Hydra Grip. This though, I love the smell. I love the way it feels. It's very refreshing, cooling, and you get that tightening effect. So let's use it to prep my skin. Again, this can prime. It can also be used as a setting spray. But I would say of anything, if you're looking for a spray to kind of like refresh like throughout the day or before you refresh your makeup, I would go with this one as opposed to the setting spray. Oh, and by the way, it smells really good. I'm not really sure what it smells like, but it smells very good. And since I know you guys are gonna ask, this one has a very great mister on it. So new packaging, really pretty. The Plush Prep Mist. Gonna have to remember all these new names. Testing this for a little bit. I don't feel like it's given me longer wear time, but again, I've never used a primer before. I don't need a primer in my opinion. It doesn't ever make or break my makeup. My makeup always lasts really well. So it's hard for me to determine, is it gonna make your makeup last longer? Looking at the ingredients, it probably will give a little bit more grip. Now, you'll see that some people will say use this as like a part of your skincare lineup. Now, I'm not saying you can't, but like if you use it in that regard, you would cleanse, and this would almost be like the toner step or to kind of dampen your face before you put on a serum. It can take the place of a hydrating serum if that's something you want to kind of knock out of your regimen. So you would cleanse or splash with water, spray this to kind of hydrate, then go in with your vitamin C, and then either a moisturizer, last sunscreen. So I already did that. I already put on my sunscreen. I'm gonna use this more of like before my makeup type step because I do feel like my skincare takes care of that. Like I love the skincare. I don't necessarily need more hydration. So in the winter, if you're one of those people that feels like your skin just can't hold on to moisture, you're feeling a little bit extra dry, this would be something really good to use right before your makeup to give you kind of like a little boost of hydration. If you're one of those people that needs to put on moisturizer on spots right before the makeup, it'd be good to spray it on your perfector. Just put it on dry spots, that kind of dry patches that cling to the makeup. This would be really great for that as well. I would say if you're excessively oily, it's hard to say because I don't think this is going to help mattify you in any regard. This is more of a hydrating product. That being said, a lot of times people are oily because their skin's overcompensating to hydrate the skin because they're actually dehydrated, and something like this could help. So again, I do think that there's a place for it for a lot of people. It's just a matter of preference. Do you want one more step before your makeup. To me, a spray is the best possible scenario because it takes the least amount of time. It dries really quickly and you can go straight in to your makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my face. I already did my lip plumper and my eyeshadow primer, and I'm gonna just use the smallest amount possible. I would say they were really harping on the fact that this could help get you the glass skin look at conference. Now, again, I've always felt like you can get that with skincare. So it is a really great way to kind of add that glow to your skin right before you go in to the makeup. I do feel like if your skin is healthy and hydrated, you might not notice as big of a difference if you already have that look to your skin. But if it's something you're struggling to achieve, it could really kind of help you get that look. I do feel like it did add to the glow that I already had. So there you go. Glass skin. Real quick, I'm just going to do my foundation. I did a base of Xanadu, which is finally back. It has been my go-to ever since it released. So if you need to get the glass skin look, again, both of these can help you by giving that glow underneath your makeup. So if you don't feel like the creams itself are giving you enough glow, try that. Then I used Mango to color correct, Sandy, main shade, and I even brightened and used Astoria to contour. That is it. That's all I've done so far. Time to perfect. Okay, I'm back. I've got a nice base on. I need some blush. I don't like to perfect before I do this because I like to apply exactly how much blush I need, and I don't want to like then remove it with the perfector. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if this is going to be released or not, but we were given Over the Rainbow at our conference, and I love this color. And just in case, if it is, they haven't told us one way or the other. These are also part of our gifts. Aren't they cute? This is a very heavy mirrored compact, and they even like had a thing where we could get them engraved. Of course I missed it, but this beautiful red, oh gosh, I really like it. So just in case they actually do launch it at one point, let's try it. It's actually like more of an orangey red, and I didn't think I'd like that, but it gives a really beautiful flush. Kind of reminds me of Scarlet, but this is a semi-gloss instead of a matte. You guys know I like my semi-glosses. Okay, so I want to put on that before I set my face. Let's talk setting sprays and setting powders. Okay, so the new powder is called Feather Blotting Dust. You guys know me, I like to powder before I spray, so then it kind of melts that powder into the skin. It looks a little bit more natural. So I'm gonna show you guys the old powder versus the new powder because I do find them very different. So we've always had Vanilla Dust. This is our OG setting powder. It's very finely milled. I feel like it does not settle into fine lines or make me look cakey ever, as long as I don't over apply it. In my opinion, I've never recommended it for oily skin. If you have oily skin, I always say use a loose powder, and then Vanilla Dust is great to touch up during the day, just to kind of knock out shine in your T-zone wherever you might be oily. So our Vanilla Dust is talc based. Our talc is what will absorb excess oil and sebum. It gives that matte look, and in my opinion, it sets under the eyes and blurs fine lines tremendously. That is my go-to. Now, I know a lot of people are anti-talc. If you have questions on that, I'd be happy to discuss it. There's nothing to be scared about with talc. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and I won't go on a soapbox, but there's nothing to be scared of because you are not inhaling this. And this is also cosmetic grade talc, okay? It is not contaminated. So that being said, our new feather blotting dust, if I can remember these names, the texture is very different. It is probably one of the softest setting powders I've ever touched, but you will notice a huge difference. Do you see that? So this is not a matte powder, okay? This is not a powder you can apply heavily either, in my opinion. So you guys know, this is what I always do with the vanilla dust. I don't even swipe. The only time I ever swipe is on my eyelids, but for me to really control the amount, I touch, and I'll just show you on this eye. So this side, I will use vanilla dust. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell a difference or not. And then I swipe, and then I do my eyelid. Okay, do you see how well it like takes away kind of that glow underneath my eyes? And we all know that light reflection is what shows texture of the skin. It's just your natural texture, or that be fine lines, wrinkles, whatever the case may be. And if you mattify the area, no matter what the skin texture is, it automatically takes away that light reflection and decreases the look of texture on your skin. And since we have a natural glowy finish to our makeup, if you don't like that, you can set it. And so I always recommend, where you have texture, using vanilla dust. It mattifies it, it kind of makes it less tacky, and it gives you longer wear time. That's part of the setting powder or setting spray you kind of have to pick. So this unique texture is not, there's no talc in it. So it is, mica is the first ingredient. Mica is the shimmery ingredient. That is what gives a glow. So that is what is in my glow screen. It just reflects light. So you might be like, Sarah, I'm not gonna put, it looks like a highlighter. And I do find this a little bit shinier than I expected, to be honest. But if you really like don't use a lot of it and look at it from a distance, it does leave this beautiful glow to your skin. It also has dimethicone in it. So dimethicone is the ingredient I'm always saying, stay away from under the makeup. That kind of gives a slip and slide and our creams won't stick. But over the makeup, it actually, what does it do? It blurs. So I don't know if you guys remember, let's see if I can find it. This Mally is 100% like 6 different kinds of silicones. This over the skin, it blurs any texture, and it has to do with those silicones. And so this powder actually has silicones in it to blur. So I feel like the mica and the silicone are probably balancing out a little bit. It's got enough mica to give that glow to the skin, but if it didn't have that silicone in it, it would not blur at all. It would probably look very much like our powder illuminators. And you might be asking, okay, then what's in it to actually absorb sebum and oil? And that is silica and aluminum, which it's funny because in chemistry, I used to use those 2 compounds all the time as absorbent agents. So silica is what is in a lot of these type of products that we put under the makeup that absorb oil and give you more of that matte base. So still a powder, it will still have those absorbent properties, much like the talc. My biggest difference is I would not recommend the powder brush, that this is a nice dense brush that really controls how much. I 100% believe that this product is best using a loose bristled brush. In fact, I think the best brush for it is the wash brush, which has this really like 2 ends that are very like flexible. Doesn't pick up a lot of product because again, it is not dense at all. But this end of the blend would work well I just don't recommend pressing it on. If you really, I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, do you see where, like if you get a lot of it on your hand and press it on, it shows the texture of your hand. So I've been testing it. I don't like this product under my eyes. I have very, very mature under eyes. I don't think it does me any favors, right? But I really do like it for my T-zone, which my T-zone, I am not oily, I am normal skin. So if you are oily, you might not like this product. I don't know if it'll have enough oil absorption for you. Again, I don't know until I get more of your guys' feedback once you try it, but I know for most of my clients, Vanilla Dust doesn't. I'm assuming this won't because it's not a heavier, looser powder that has more oil absorption capability, right? So in my mind, it's probably not gonna be the best for oily skin, but it's gonna be better for drier skin. If you need to set your makeup, say setting sprays aren't great for you, you have dry skin and like you don't want it to look dry or cakey, you don't want it to look matte, but you want to set it, I would recommend something like this. So if you just go in with it and tap off excess, I don't feel like it looks like an illuminator at all. It will leave the luminosity in your skin, okay? So it doesn't really take away the glow, but it knocks it down just a level or two, if that makes sense. It will set it for longevity. Say you just need a little bit of staying power because again, our creams don't set. So you either have to pick a powder or a setting spray. I don't mind it in the center of my face. I don't feel like it increases texture or anything like that. If I was to use it under my eyes, I'd pick this small end, again, tap off excess. Just enough to kind of set the area so I don't get creasing. Now, I don't know if you guys can see the difference between the two. Maybe in after pictures. I feel like it just leaves a little bit more glow under the eyes, which it might just be a personal preference thing. I like it to blur a little bit better because again, I've got like a really big line right there and the Vanilla Dust helps me there. So, but I do find from experimenting with it, it does set the makeup really well. Again, it just doesn't give you as much of a matte look. So I'm just gonna kind of, sometimes I like to set more areas, say like this weekend, it was 90 degrees at a football game. So I tested it and you don't, if you get sticky, like if you want that kind of like dry touch feeling, but you don't want to lose any glow, you want your skin to still look luminous or glass skin like, this is another option because my skin does not feel tacky at all, but I'm nice and set. Another fun thing is that I feel like it makes a really great illuminator if put on heavy. So I'm just gonna put a lot on. I don't know if you guys can see, but I feel like this is a much more natural looking powder illuminator for us mature skin. Because it is such a finely milled mica, our powder illuminators are much chunkier. And to me, if I'm not careful and it gets anywhere near my crow's feet, it really can age me. And I like that kind of lit from within glow look. And I feel like I can get it with this. So I'm all about multi-purpose. The fact I can use it more than one way, I'm all for it. Very different, very unique texture. There's two powders that you can really compare it to if you have them already. And I swatched in store the NARS, it's the crystal. It's like a translucent powder. It literally feels identical. The texture even looks identical. I do feel like this might have a little bit more mica in it, in my opinion. from just a one finger swatch, I could tell that it was slightly different, but it feels like that. And so if you like that powder, this would be a good alternative. The other one is the Hourglass Ambient Glow, and I know there's multiple colors, but like I have this one. This one's not nearly as glowy, but it has that kind of texture and it leaves that glow to the skin, and this one is very pricey. So is the NARS. The NARS is like 40. Again, how much are 16, 18? But again, maybe if you wanted to try that kind of look and see if you like that, just remember, light hand, use like a loose bristled brush. Don't try to press it on, and then I think you'd like it. I just have a feeling if people try to press it on in the same way they did Vanilla Dust, you're not gonna be happy with it. So just know, apply it differently. Okay, finally, let's go ahead and set our face. Again, you don't have to use both. You don't have to use a setting powder and a setting spray. You can just use one or the other, whatever your preference is. A lot of people that like matte look will just use a powder. If you like a more glowy look, I'd say a setting spray or powder first and then spray like I do. Sometimes if you double lock and load it, it helps big time with longevity. So this next product's hard for me to talk about because I'm still confused of like, I've been studying the ingredients and they really didn't tell us a lot about why they came out with a second setting spray. They didn't explain it at all. And so I've really been curious because I wanted to see what the differences were. And then when I really looked at the ingredients, I'm like, but they're almost identical. They did not change much, unless it might possibly be the amounts of ingredients. So I don't know if you guys know, but on an ingredient label, when you're looking at the list, those at the very top is the most amount that's in the product, and then the very last one is the least amount. So the order is a little bit different. And so I'm guessing the proprietary amounts in each of the setting sprays is different. Just feels so similar to me when I try it. So we're just gonna test. I haven't tested one on each side of my face yet. I've just been testing this one. I'm gonna see if I can tell a difference. So the Fixate Setting Spray, they say you can use it as a traditional setting spray to lock in your makeup or a prep mist. I don't recommend it as a prep mist. It has silicones in it. I've said that for years about this. It has given some of my clients issues with longevity, so I just don't recommend it. Or you can use it with a spoolie and to tame your brows, which maybe we'll try that. Corporate told us the main difference was that the new one has aloe vera and coconut water, but this one also has aloe vera, and this one has green tea extract in place of the coconut water and coconut extract. I think maybe this one has more aloe in it, the old one. I'm just gonna call it OG. And it also seems like it has less alcohol. And now you might say, oh, alcohol. Alcohol is one of those things in makeup that gets a really bad rap. Denatured alcohol is not a bad ingredient because it evaporates so fast, it doesn't have time to dry out your skin, which is what they'll say. And if it wasn't in setting sprays, they would never dry. So denatured alcohol is usually one of the first ingredients, that and water, because everything is soluble in water and you need it. So denatured alcohol is what makes that water evaporate, which makes the entire, the entire solution fix on your face. And so they both have film formers, and that is the silicone that it has. And that is what will actually form a film and hold your makeup in place. Improves the texture, overall texture, so that's what gives it kind of a velvety finish. And then it holds moisture in the skin, moisture retention, and then also prolonged wear. And so that silicone is very important, and that is why silicones are usually in setting sprays. So, not really sure main difference. They both have niacinamide. They both have aloe vera to soothe. Coconut water is in the new one to hydrate. And I'm very excited about the coconut water. When Kara, our founder, was first talking about it at conference, she kept saying coconut oil. And I was like, red flag. Not that coconut oil is a bad thing, but coconut oil can be bad for those people who are prone to acne. It can be pore clogging in some people. And so my first thought was, why would you put that in there? But upon further investigation, because I always do my own research, it's not coconut oil, very different lipid composition. It is coconut water, which is actually really good for your skin. And then it has coconut extract. Again, very different than oil. It actually can be absorbed into your skin. They're very lightweight, non-comedogenic, and they can actually help your skin barrier over time. Actually antimicrobial, which can help acne. So many really good ingredients and really know which one is better. And that's the problem. I don't know how to explain which one you should choose. I don't know. Now, I do know that some people over the years, I've had clients that have had allergic reactions to the original. So my thought was they took something out for this one, but they didn't, besides green tea extract, which really is not bad for sensitive skin at all. So my only thought is maybe fragrance. Fragrance can be one of the most allergenic ingredients for anything, and companies don't have to say what's listed in their fragrances. So I'm wondering if the fragrance changed. Now, when I smell both, they both smell like coconut. But I'm wondering if maybe the new one gets its coconut scent from the coconut extract and the coconut water, again, with all those great properties of those ingredients, and it doesn't have that added fragrance, and maybe that was the trigger for this one. If I find out anything from corporate, I will let you guys know, but that is my hypothesis as a chemist. And the fact that I don't know any more about the ingredients because I didn't make it, obviously. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys all of the info. So let's go ahead and try. We're just gonna try the new products on this side, old products on this side as I hit myself in the face. We got vanilla dust. I did put a little of the powder over there. Let's see if I can block half of my face so we can hurry up and get to the new stuff I'm sure you guys are wondering about, which is the hair care. And since you guys are gonna ask, this mister is still kind of aggressive. I will be honest. Do you see my hair? Still kind of aggressive. I don't know why this mister seems to be more aggressive than the Prep Mist, because they look like the exact same packaging, just one's in silver and one's gold. Not really sure. I know it helps you not have to do 12 mists, but still kind of wish it was a little bit finer. I was definitely right about the dry time. This one takes a lot longer to dry. This one has less alcohol. So the new one will dry quicker, if that helps you make a decision. I'm gonna do my brows real quick. A little trust. Okay, trust in the tail. I'm loving this 1990 pencil by Merit for my faux eyebrow hairs. In the front, let's go ahead and try, whoops, help if I didn't miss the brush. A little bit of setting spray. Yeah, this one definitely dries down faster, so you don't have to waft it as long. To keep a little hold, I'm gonna do my eyes, I'll be right back. Okay, friends, finally my face is done, so we can talk about the fun stuff. Here's what I used. I did a quick eyeshadow look, bird in the crease, barely any peppa at all on the lid, just for a little bit of shine, and then spell along the lash line, a little bit of drift to highlight. On the lips, I mixed Fig and La Cienega to make this kind of rosy-ish plum, but not too dark. That Fig is really pigmented. Like, this is way more La Cienega, just a touch of Fig, if that helps. And then I'm testing another mascara. You guys, I bought so many mascaras I can't even count. This is only day 2 of me testing. And on my short little stubby lashes, let me tell you, it's gonna be a true test. So I am seeing how long it lasts, if it flakes, smudges. I am making notes for all 20 plus, I think. So give me some time, it will come and I will let you guys know. So let's dive into this bar to start, to be honest, because there is so much. We're just gonna start where we would if we had dirty hair, okay? So if you don't know, Seint now is launching Haircare. And let's see, we got 2 main products, some tools, some accessories, and lots of collections. And let me just tell you, these have been in the works for a couple years now, and everything's kind of designed to be very multi-purpose. That's kind of our founder Kara's philosophy, is to use things in multiple ways. So let's first talk about the one I'm probably most excited about, although this is a close second. This bad boy, I finally got my hands on. So we went to conference, and this, we got him, we had to buy him like as a mystery, and you were supposed to get all the products, but we didn't get this. And so I had to wait till we came home, and then I had to order it. And let me just tell you, it's even bigger than I expected in person. This is the Seint Cloud Conditioning Cream. I also must say, I was a very skeptical, is that how you say it? Person when they were talking about this product. Okay, so my first thought, cleansing cream, cleansing conditioner, I thought of Win. Had anyone tried the Win hair stuff? And I'm not saying that's bad, anything about it. Because I know some people loved it, and I tried to get it to work for me, and it just did not work for me. So my hair type, my hairdresser describes my hair as fine, but a lot of it. Like, I have a lot of hair, but it's very fine, and my hair is as stick straight as you could even imagine. And I have to put a lot of texturizing product to get my hair to not be very sleek and too soft almost. So this is me with lots of texturizer, okay? So I also have an oily scalp. I get oily pretty quick. I wash my hair every 3 days if I can try, sometimes every 2 days. I just need something that's gonna clean well. So when they were describing this, I was like, my hair is gonna be a grease monkey by the second day. So I was like, how can I test this? And test it as thoroughly as possible as I can in a short amount of time. Because I'll be honest, I haven't been able to test this in all the ways I'd like to yet, because we haven't had it for long periods of time, and some of the ingredients and formulation standpoint, it's for like long-term hair strength. Obviously, I can't test that, right? But it is considered a cleansing conditioner, replacement for a traditional shampoo and conditioner. Okay, and you can also use it as a leave-in treatment. So I'm a little picky when it comes to shampoo and conditioner. And when Kara was describing it, she's like, it's non-sudsing. And I'm like, ugh. Like, I like my lather. I like something that suds, and I feel like my hair is very clean. I've tested so many shampoos and conditioner, and these have been my holy grails for a while now. Okay. I just want you to see the difference in size. So this is the Olaplex shampoo and conditioner compared to this. These are the big kahuna ones, and they're still 250 mils. So both of these together would be 500 mils, which is half of this 1,000 mil. Okay, so this is half the size of this. I don't know the prices off the top of my head, but these are probably 35 bucks a piece, probably $70. Now these usually last me a long time. So one of the things I haven't been able to test is how long will this last me? and especially if my husband or kids start using it in the shower, right? Like I said, I was wanting to test it as hard as possible. So I really needed to dye my hair, and because my grays were coming in strong. And so I got that like root color stuff, and I was on about day 3 hair. I wore my hair in like a slick back pony, and I like put so much of that hair color stuff to cover all of my grays that it was like stiff, right? Gross. And I'm just like, I can't color my hair over that. Like, it's so dirty, it probably wouldn't even penetrate. So I was like, that would be the perfect time to test if this can actually really clean my hair, because I was so skeptical that a cleansing conditioner would clean everything well enough. I'm happy to report I was wrong. My hair was very clean, and I chose specifically not to blow dry my hair after testing it, because my hair typically, if I don't blow dry my hair and really like almost blast the roots and dry out my scalp a little bit, my hair would be oily the next morning. Like literally, like clean hair, my hair feels clean, but then my roots would be oily. My roots weren't even oily. I was like, what is this sorcery? Like, I could go another day. I could actually salvage not blow drying hair, which for me is non-negotiable. I have to blow dry my roots. I can leave the rest to air dry, but I have to blow dry my roots. So I'm kind of still a little bit in shock that it worked for me. A little bit more about this cleansing cream. Has gentle cleansing agents to remove impurities without stripping the hair. Lipids, botanical oils promote fuller and healthier hair, to hydrate and condition without weighing it down, which is big for me because that is kind of my biggest issue. I have a lot of hair, but since it's fine, everything weighs it down, and that's when I get this like flatness. And I'm like, okay, I need the volume. And so then I put all these volumizing products, but still it weighs it down because my hair is so fine. Good news is it is safe for color treated hair and extensions, because I color my hair a lot. But I still wasn't sold on the fact it didn't suds until I tried it, you guys. So I'm still mad at myself. When we went to conference, they had these sitting out as like displays, and I smelled it thinking that's what we were supposed to do, but I wasn't smart enough. Like, it never even dawned on me to try to steal some, yet everyone else did. And I was like, how are you guys getting it home? Like, these people literally squirted these big things into little mini water bottles and cups and took them up to the hotel and used it. And I was like, dang it, like I missed an opportunity to try it for longer. And so I didn't, but I did go around and feel everyone's hair and smelled it and asked them their thoughts. And the cool thing is that it really does seem to be working on a wide variety of hair types. Because again, as a skeptic, I feel like hair products usually are formulated for specific hair types. Now, granted, these aren't. These are supposed to be for all hair types, and I do feel like they do work for all hair types. So I don't know why it surprises me when people with really dry, coarse, and curly hair loved it and were like, my hair is so soft, it feels weightless. And I'm like, my hair is very fine. It's not gonna do that. Until I tried it, and it really, like, I blow dried my hair today and I was like, what is this? Like, my roots felt lighter. I don't know what it is. I'm still skeptical. I will still keep testing it. You guys know me. The biggest thing is I didn't think I'd like that it didn't suds, but I actually love the feeling of this in my hair. It will condition your hair like no other. So the only thing you really have to know is that this isn't traditional sudsing shampoo and conditioner. You use it differently. I will be honest, I'm not a big fan of, I don't know. I mean, the way it's described on the bottle is similar to how it is online, but it doesn't say to repeat. And she was very clear to repeat it. To say, like, when she was describing on how to use it. So you wet your hair, you apply a generous amount and you concentrate on the roots. And she says wait like 3 to 5 minutes and you'll feel it tingling. I didn't really feel a tingle, but I waited, and you can kind of like massage it in your scalp, kind of run it through. I use a comb, or you can use the new wet brush. I'll show you. And then she just kept saying you rinse, 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 rinse thoroughly. So I rinsed way more than I normally do. I do have soft water. I don't know if that will make a difference, but like you feel like it's never fully getting rinsed out anyway. So I tried to really rinse it, and then I did repeat. That was the first time when my hair was really dirty and my hair came out really clean. So I did repeat it that time. It says it's not necessary every time, but if you're going multiple days between washes, I'm guessing you need to, especially if you put a lot of product in your hair like I do. Now, today I actually did not. I just did it once, and my hair feels very light, very clean. But I didn't feel like my hair was super dirty yet. So I'm still testing to see how many days I can get, and how, if my hair will hold a curl for multiple days, and you know, like if my hair feels stronger over time. I will say the number one thing that people say right off the bat, the smell is amazing. And 2 is your hair will be very soft. And I consider myself to have normally soft hair, but it makes it a lot softer, which again, I was afraid my hair wouldn't get the texture, but I put the same products in that I always do. My hair is just as textured as always. So, in true Sarah fashion, I also researched every single ingredient in this to really like dive deep and understand what was doing what. And I won't go into the nitty gritty, but I'll just tell you, there's a lot of emollients which make your hair softer and shinier, which makes sense. You feel it feels like just a conditioner. Your hair it just glides right through. So there's a lot of conditioning agents to really help you comb and detangle your hair, so that over time you're gonna have less hair breakage. And so she really did focus that this is gonna promote a lot stronger, healthier hair. And so that makes sense to me. Ingredients for anti-static, anti-frizz, gentle surfactants, which is what cleans the hair and gets out impurities. Also will improve the texture of your hair over time. Hyaluronic acid, which works a little bit differently than on the skin. Like it doesn't exactly plump up your hair, but it does hydrate it again so that your hair will break less over time. Hair tensile strength, if that makes sense. Reduces frizz, defends against environmental stressors like UV damage, that kind of thing. It has, let's see, 5 different like oils, like natural botanical oils, all really good and like focused on hair moisture, scalp health, soothing dry scalp, good for dandruff, like ones with like scalp conditions, antimicrobial, sealing the hair cuticle to prevent breakage and encourage new hair growth. So I'm one that is very skeptical to say anything will encourage hair growth, because I feel like, especially right now on social media, you see so much misinformation about hair growth. And so without a clinical study, I just won't say it, but I'm just saying there are ingredients in this that can encourage hair growth and are supposed to give a stronger, resilient hair. And anything that really encourages like blood flow to the scalp or antibacterial or balances the scalp is going to help hair growth over time. And it has oils in there for that as well. And so I really love it so far. It's good. I'm hopeful that this bottle will last me a really long time. In the video, I showed using it with the classic comb, which is just a wide tooth comb, nicely made. I'll be honest, nothing super fancy. It's a wide tooth comb. I keep this one in my shower, but it does have like a nice leather sleeve if you travel a lot to protect it. My favorite would probably be the detangle brush. When I first saw it, I was like, that looks like any wet brush. Again, I've been so skeptical lately, but I'm just like, how is it different? So this is for wet hair, and it's also vented so that you can blow dry with it. But look how flexible it is. This is where I feel like it makes the biggest difference. I have numerous wet brushes all around my house. That's what I use on my kids' hair. But like my daughter used this and she's like, oh, I want that. So when you brush through your hair, I'm gonna like ruin my waves, but as you brush through your hair, it like forms to your head and pulls way less. Like I have always thought the wet brush like didn't pull at all, but this is way better. I feel like I can brush my hair wet in the shower, even with this, and it's not gonna pull my hair at all. It's really good. And all of them come in these like beautiful velvet bags. I threw away all the packaging, but the velvet's so pretty. All right, the next brush is the classic brush. So this is just a dual bristle brush. It's got the boar bristles and then like the plasticky ones. So if you don't know, boar bristles are the standard for if you're wanting to distribute the oil from your scalp down to the ends. So in order to keep your hair healthy, you want that oil throughout your hair, not just at the scalp. So this is the type of brush you want to use for this. This is for dry hair. I like this type of brush for mornings and I distribute the oil through my hair. Then I put in dry shampoo, or if I have the night before. Either way, I always use a boar bristle dual type brush like this to then distribute the dry shampoo and pull that oil kind of down to the ends of my hair. It also is the best for like smoothing the hair. So it feels really good. I would say that this one definitely gives your scalp like a little massage. Now, I don't consider myself to have a hard head, but I've heard that these are a little spiky for some people. I tested it, my daughter tested it, and it didn't hurt my head at all. Now, granted, I guess just if you have a very sensitive head, don't go in fast and hot with it. Maybe kind of start off slow, but I think it feels really good. But I tend to have, I don't know, like, I think it feels good. It's almost like a, I don't know, scalp massage. So just kind of depends on your preference, but really like this one. These two brushes are replacing my old collection. They're probably cheaper than the ones I have, and yet these are better. I do like them. I mean, it's not like reinventing the wheel, but they're good. There are also a lot of collections. I want to say 5 different collections, and I did grab one of them. And this, oh God, can you tell my cats have been near my box? I promise it doesn't come with the cat hair, but this beautiful like gold emblem velvet monogram bag. I haven't even taken the stuff out yet, but that holds a lot. That would be a really nice makeup bag. And it does hold the brushes and whatnot. It's a pretty good size. Can you guys tell I'm kind of saving my other favorite for last? Okay. Then also in the video, you could see, at first I was like, oh, they're hair clips, whatever. Oh man, I love being wrong. So I use these mini hair clips. In fact, this is the kind I've been using. Now granted, it's a little bit different of a size, but this is the cheap hair clip I have been using. I never blow dry my hair right away. I always put it up and let the top kind of stay wet and let the rest dry. And so that way I can, like I said, blow dry my roots. I even wore one of these at conference and just did like the half back kind of thing. I've never, ever been able to do my hair and had it stay with this dinky little clip. These are the new Seint clips, and they call them triple layered. And I was like, triple, but I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, do you see that? Sets of teeth, 1, 2, 3. So when it's got teeth here, here, here. I had never seen that before. I don't know, is it new? I don't know, but these hold my hair all day. It's like night and day now. I like put my hair up before I blow dry my hair. This sucker holds it. This, I would always have like half my head falling down as I go to bus stop. I mean, nothing fancy. It's just called a hair clip. You get a set of 2. But for me, I can't wear the bigger hair clips. So this size is perfect when my hair is dirty and I just need to set it, like clip it back or get it out of my face. And I've been using one every single time I let my hair air dry. So these are a win for me. Okay, we've had this before. And so I guess now it's permanent, I'm assuming. And I've never bought it because I was like, I don't have long enough hair, but I wonder if I can figure out how to use it and just do a half up hairstyle. So this is the hairpin. It is a French hairpin. They're absolutely beautiful. I just didn't think I'd ever be able to use it, so I never bought it. It's a very simple design. Let's just see here. And I think you're supposed to be able to like twist it and then just push it down. Oh. Okay, I need a little practice, but not bad for my first try. My daughter already said she's gonna steal it. Now, if I had long hair and I was like fancy like that and I just wanted to like throw it up, I would use something like this every day. But alas, okay, I'm gonna have to practice that because my hair is short enough that I feel like I need to get the right amount or my other layers are gonna fall down. But there is the hairpin. It's got a little Seint emblem. It's very beautiful, very well done. And that brings us to our last. I haven't opened this one, but this is what it looks like. I bought one for my daughter because she smelled my hair and was like, I want that. And I was like, I know you do. It is the Heavenly Hair Gloss. Once again, multi-purpose. I didn't put any in my hair since I fixed it because I wanted you guys to hopefully see the difference. My ends tend to be a little dry sometimes, especially after I put lots of dry texture products in it. So let's just see if we can put some in. Now, the amount you use, I feel like is gonna be dependent on your hair and your hair type. So I just put like half a pump and oh my gosh. I'm telling you, if you want your hair to smell good, look no further. Okay, so it's not, I would not necessarily classify this as a hair oil, although it has a lot of oils in it. They call this a hair gloss. Can you guys see how like shiny it makes my hair? I need to concentrate it more on the ends. Now, I've tried a lot of hair oils before and usually I feel like they make my hair either look really stringy or really weighed down or greasy just after no time at all. I would wear this perfume if it was bottled. It's so good. This is a silicone-based product. Now, silicones are not a bad ingredient. They get a bad rap for numerous reasons, but they're not dangerous. They're not a bad ingredient in any regard, but they're amazing for hair for certain purposes. This is designed to soothe, hydrate, protect, and restore your damaged strands or calm irritated scalps. So the cool thing is you can use this 3 different ways. First, you can use it as a deep treatment or a scalp treatment and put it on your scalp, leave it on a few hours, then shampoo it out, or even sleep on it, wash it the next day. It's also a heat protectant. So what I do is out of the shower, I will put this kind of like from mid shaft to ends, keep it kind of out of my roots, but I put this through my hair. I just put a little bit of extra like root boost in my roots. And those are the only 2 products I've been using. It has let me cut down my number of products because I used to use like an oil for strength or like a different heat protectant or something to smooth my hair. But this will smooth my hair, hydrate the ends. It is a heat protectant, adds softness and shine and the smell. So I use all that and then I blow dry my hair as normal. Before blow drying, you can add it to damp hair or heat styling. So it is also a heat protectant. And then a finishing gloss like I just used adds shine. So I used to use another separate hair product and it was an oil actually, and I would run it through the ends of my hair to add shine and that glow. You guys are always asking like, what do you put in your hair? Now it's this, because this works far better and smells way better than what I was using before. Softness, shine, and will protect color. So protects against that UV damage. Since I'm gonna get asked, I will say the only thing I would warn people about is that if you're gonna start using these two products, because there's silicones in this, the only thing is that you can't always only use this. I would say, which I feel like most people do already, you will have to use a clarifying shampoo every once in a while. And the reason why is because clarifying shampoos will remove buildup over time. And that just has to do with, because there's certain silicones that are not water soluble, meaning they won't dissolve in water, and they're not gonna come off of your hair shaft, and so they can build up over time. So this one's got two silicones in it. One evaporates really quickly. It adds no weight. Again, it's an emollient. It will soften and smooth, and then it protects, it gives the protective film to reduce water loss for your hair, so it's gonna hydrate it as well. It gives it that silky texture. So that one evaporates, so that's not the one you have to worry about at all. The other one is a less greasy but heavier emollient, so it's gonna add more of that softness, but it is the heat protectant factor. It reduces frizz and helps split ends. Dimethiconol, which is different than dimethicone. It's less likely to build up than dimethicone, and it's not as heavy. But again, it's not water soluble, so it can build up over time. So what I do is I tend to use a clarifying shampoo. It's called Detox from Way. I think that's how I pronounce it. I'll link it down below. And I occasionally will use that as my hair is feeling a little bit heavier, a little bit dirty up top. Once a week, once every 2 weeks, depending on how often you wash your hair, and you'll be good to go. So just know that it's the only thing when researching all these ingredients that I kind of felt like you need to know is that you will still need a clarifying shampoo every once in a while. Besides those two silicones, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 different oils. Like the amount of good things for hair, I feel like I'm learning a lot, because I know skincare ingredients, but things work very differently on skin versus hair. Hair is similar in the fact that we need a lot of the same things, but things don't penetrate hair, they coat hair. And so, at least as readily. And so I'm kind of learning. And this one, I love that they told exactly what extracts are in these in order to scent them as well. So it's got like a jasmine and violets fragrance. I don't know, but it is glorious. The scent is amazing. It has emollients to soften and smooth, detangle, condition, moisturize the scalp, reduce dandruff, support hair growth, antioxidants. It's got argan oil, which is rich in fatty acids, prevents dryness, improves hair manageability, yes, increases moisture, reduces frizziness, boosts shine, strengthens the hair follicles. I could go on and on and on, but different oils for different things. More for hair color and heat protection, more for dandruff prevention. It's got a certain one called Camellia's Kissy Seed Oil, and its molecular composition closely mirrors natural sebum produced by our scalp. So this lets it actually penetrate the hair and scalp to hydrate and nourish it from within, which I thought was really cool, something I did not. Last oil I cannot pronounce for the life of me. I'm not even gonna try it, but it is like recommended for unruly, disobedient hair, curly, frizzy, damaged, dry, or bleached hair, to literally help control hair volume and give it more volume. Styling. So I'm like how many things can I put in this to help my hair do what I want it to do? Yes, please. So I will take it all. Testing this the longest. It is so good. I'm very happy that it can replace so many of my products. I would say the biggest thing when you're testing it is how much you're using. I'd start with a little. You can always add more. I would stick stay away from your roots, stick to your ends. Obviously, if you have longer hair, you're gonna have a lot more hair you can work with, a lot more you can add. I literally use like 1 pump for my ends before blow drying, like a half a pump to finish it. So this bottle's gonna last me a long time as well. So I have a lot more notes on ingredients. If you guys have any questions over any of the products, any of the ingredients, I know you guys don't want to listen to me blab on about the ingredients of all the products. Like, does it work or does it not work, Sarah? I'm loving everything so far. I'd say these are my favorite new products of the release. I'm obsessed with both of them. Now, as far as changes within Seint, if you guys don't know, Seint, as of October 1st, went from a direct sales company to just an affiliate program. So it is no longer an MLM. I know some people are very anti-MLM. I'm not that sad about it. I've never been into the MLM philosophy per se. And so I just loved the products, which is why I became an artist 7 years ago. So to celebrate the big switch, they have launched a new loyalty program as well. And so anyone who has a customer account within Seint automatically starts earning. So upon your very first purchase as a new customer, you get like 50 points. Each point equals $1. And so for every $1 you spend, you'll also get 1 more point. And you also now get a referral link in your back office. So if you log into your customer account, click on loyalty program, you'll have your own link that you can copy and share with anyone who hasn't tried Seint before. So if somebody is already a customer of Seint, you won't get a referral bonus, but if they are brand new and they make their first purchase, you automatically get 200 points. So all of those points equal all these exclusive items you can buy from our loyalty shop, or you can use them for a discount. So many points will give you 10, 20, I don't even know what all the denominations are, money off if you just need a refill or something like that. So you can also shop multiple artists. I know a lot of people like to support multiple people. You will still have a permanent artist, but if you want to shop with another artist, ask that artist for their loyalty link. And so then if you purchase through that, it's not going to change your artist, but then that artist will get the commission for that sale, if that makes sense. The only thing you need to know is if you are using that referral link, that will make whoever you refer a customer of your permanent artist. And so if you switch between a few artists, but you're like, oh, I think this artist would be better for this friend, it's going to revert back to whoever your permanent artist is only when you refer your friends. Okay, so that's the only thing. I know a lot of stuff has kind of been shifting since a lot of people left the company when it switched to an affiliate program. And so if you are shopping and you see somebody's name and you're like, I don't even know who that is, that's because your artist might have quit and you get rolled up to whoever she had signed up under. And so you can just message corporate. They will switch you to whoever you want. They're really good about that now. They used to not be, but now they are happy to do so that you're happy with your artist and you're getting the help you need. Okay, that was a lot. Did I forget anything? I feel like I did, but if you guys have any questions, as always, you can shoot me an email at sarah@thecontouredchemist.com or comment down below. If you're needing a color match before all these glorious new products release this Thursday, my color match request and my eyeshadow color matches, all of that will be down in the description box under the video, as well as all the colors I used for this look, and I will pin it in the comment as well. I'd love to know in the comments, what are you guys most excited about? What are you gonna try first? Let me know down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for being here. I love you. I'll see you next week.